Hello students, welcome to question hour session of Ajmal IS Academy. Here we will be discussing 5 MCQs from the daily newspaper The Hindu and Indian Express. So let's start the session. Our first question is on India's defense sector. Statement 1 says approximately 75% of India's defense capital procurement budget is earmarked to boost indigenous defense manufacturing. This is a correct statement. Statement 2 says India is the world's 5th largest military spender in 2024. This is a correct statement. Statement 3 says India is one of the top arm exporter for the year 2024. This is an incorrect statement, as India is one of the top arm importer. So answer here becomes 1 and 2, that is A. Let's move on to the second question. The second question is regarding AI in education. Statement 1 says Bharat Gen Yojaka is a human-in-the-loop AI assessment platform used for evaluating spoken language in schools. This is a correct statement. Statement 2 says Simple allows educator to create curriculum-aligned learning games using generative AI in local languages. This is a correct statement. Statement 3 says Per AI uses speech recognition technology to assess oral reading fluency among students. This is a correct statement. So answer here becomes D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Let's move on to the third question. The third question is regarding National Mobile Monitoring System. Statement 1 says it is a mobile application used to record the attendance of Manrega worker at work site. This is a correct statement. Statement 2 says the system requires supervisor to upload photograph of worker for attendance verification. This is a correct statement. Statement 3 says the photograph uploaded on an MMS are matched with Aadhaar data for authentication. This is a correct statement. So answer here become D, that is 1, 2 and 3. Let's move on to the fourth question. The fourth question is regarding El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENSO. Statement 1 says it is a global ocean atmosphere phenomenon prevailing along the equatorial Pacific Ocean. That's a correct statement. Statement 2 says El Niño is the warm phase of ENSO phenomenon occurring in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. That's a correct statement. Statement 3 says at present the warm phase of ENSO is waning along the equatorial Pacific Ocean. That's an incorrect statement, as at present La Nina, that is the cold phase of ENSO, is waning along the equatorial Pacific Ocean. So answer here becomes 1 and 2, that is A. Let's move on to the fifth and final question. The fifth and final question is regarding which of the statement correctly describes the subtle missile system. Statement A says it is a surface-to-air vertical launch missile system used by Indian Navy. Statement B says it is a submarine launch ballistic missile developed indigenously by India. Statement C says it is an anti-tank guided missile used by Indian Army. And statement D says it is an air-to-air missile used by fighter aircraft. Here the correct answer is A, that is it is a surface-to-air vertical launch missile system used by Indian Navy. That's all for today, and you can find all this question in our social media platform. Thank you.